everybody. It is 5:30 p.m. Man, it's time for Earl Grey Tuesday, and once again, it's me. It's the VINCE, and I have misplaced my ROBE. So that's why I'm not wearing the robe, and plus I don't feel like it neither. So I'm sitting here looking like a goddamn triangle with a Hershey's Kiss on top there. So you can call me a mint Hershey Kiss right now, because everything's all angled and everything. But yeah, folks, it's not that I'm not feeling too well. I think I just overtrained a bit. So, folks, here's what's happened there. As you know, now that I got my lifting pads and stuff, I started back lifting much heavier. So I got the 100-pound dumbbells up for a couple of reps. Then 110 did 2. But the great one made a mistake for going for the 120-pound dumbbells. I did barely manage to get it up, but I really strained myself. And yes, folks, I can... So basically, for the first time ever, I was doing what was called ego lifting, in other words. And that's why I've not been feeling well, because I decided to make the big mistake of doing ego lifting. Now, I'm kind of proud of the fact that I was able to get it up, given that my age is 48, but the great one will never, and I do mean never ever touch 120-pound dumbbells. I'm just going to stick with 100-pound dumbbells, and that's all, baby. That's all. That's Sports Center. I'm not touching 120-pound dumbbells for chest presses no more. Fuck that. I am too old to be doing stuff like that. No more showing off for the great one, No more. I'm not going to do 120-pound dumbbells. Well, hey, Ryan, what's up? So the reason why I was feeling so bad is because I overtrained. So here's what happened. Was working up my dumbbells. Got the 100 up, of course, naturally. Got the 110 up for chest presses, and I decided to make a big mistake and went for the 120s. Got it up, but overstrained myself.
Shouts out to Lamar Thompson and Bobby Pug.
Yes, indeed. Let's send a shout out to Pugman and my main nigga behind the trigger, Lamar. Y'all send a shout out to them, and I definitely appreciate the donation there, Quick Pump. Nah, this ain't a green cape. I just can't. I just got off work just a couple minutes ago, and I didn't have time to find my robe, folks. So I'm gonna wear this tonight. This is what I generally work in other words. When I'm answering calls, I'm wearing this. All right? Not wearing no suit. I don't wear a suit and tie unless I'm on a video conference meeting. That's the only time. Anytime else, no. I mean, nobody's going to fucking see me. So why in the world would I go and wear that type of stuff anyway? It doesn't make no sense. But yeah, folks, the great one is great, but I'm not going to strain myself one bit. I am not doing 120-pound dumbbell presses anymore. That's non-negotiable. I don't care if it looks impressive. It did look impressive, but it hurt like hell. I'm too old to be doing that shit, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I look cool in the gym, believe me. You got 120-pound dumbbells, you look cool. You may look cool, but you don't feel cool. Alright? Nah, I mean. Yeah, something like that. I didn't really pull it. It's just, I just strained. It's almost like I blew the life out of me or so forth, It's as though I busted my load like 5 or 6 times in a row. No tearing. I mean, I used to be able to get up. I used to be able to easily get up 120s, but you know, I was doing ego lifting, and that was my mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Won't do it again. But folks, got coffee to keep myself awake for the afternoon. Got my water cup given to me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman. And I'm going to go have a smoke. So folks, get your questions in. Oh, forgot to put up the donation thingamajig. Y'all folks got to remind me of this stuff. I mean, really. Well, Blaha could be right. He could have been on steroids for quite some time. There's no telling. Definitely is on it now there, folks. Have you guys seen what my cousin looks like? It's crazy. I mean, he looks like a freaking monster. Definitely on steroids now. If he wasn't on steroids then, he's on it now. And he's definitely on some GLP-1s too. Man, I'm not taking all that mess. Screw that. I stopped taking glucosamine, but I'm gonna, now that I'm back heavy lifting, I am gonna start taking it again. Yep, suffice to say, no. I just got one, Matthew, just one. And then I dropped it. And that'll be the last time I do that shit. Now, I won't say never is never, because I just started back to heavy lifting. Once I build myself up, I may do the 120s again. Maybe even 130s or 150s. No, I won't get that far, but you get my point. I mean, I could still lift heavy, folks. I think I got a picture of the last time I did hundreds. Let's see. Oh no, that's my new page. What do you mean, wow? That's kind of, I mean, that's typical for a competitive bodybuilder. That's whenever I was competing. And when you're on ALR stuff, you could practically fucking do anything on that stuff. The stuff is strong, folks. ALR nutrition is... Yeah, this is the last time I was lifting pretty heavy. I pretty much look like this. That shot is about... God, that's about 9 years old. Oh yeah, and then there's this shot too. So. Yeah, that one's a very old picture. Oh, that one's about the same age, about 9 years ago. Indeed, time marches on. Oh, Britain will save him there, Van Dennett. I can't even pronounce it. I'll just call you Gook. Britain will come in and save him. Don't forget, they're technically part of Britain, so. I wouldn't worry about them. Well, you guessed almost right. It's 18, actually. They weren't pumped up at the time. Now, whenever they're pumped, they are a legitimate 20. So, whenever they're pumped completely, they are 20. Now they're 20. That's 20 right there. But my arms now are like 17 and 18. Between 17 and 18. I've gotten old, folks. I've gotten old. I prefer dumbbell curls. I like straight movements. I don't like the easy curl because as it sounds easy, in other words. It didn't win me any bodybuilding shows. It actually hurt me because I have very long arms, and when you have long, big arms and stuff, the judges absolutely hate it, especially when they're hanging down. I look like a freaking golem. Well, no, not big guns, long arms. What hurt me is I have very long arms and a short torso. You're not going to win any shows with that. I have horrible genetics for... I'm capable of building a lot of muscle. And I usually have more muscle than most people on stage, but it's all about us. You have to remember, it's not just muscularity, it's aesthetics. Well, broken arm. I broke my arm a couple of years ago lifting. That's the time I decided to slow down. Well, I filled out my long arms. They just look kind of weird. So let me show you guys this here. This is how bad it gets. Florida operator is fired for his wife's post mocking Charlie Kirk. You know, we always talk about freedom of speech and everything, but this is just getting ridiculous, folks. Man spits on other, you know, the First Amendment gives you the right to spit on someone's grave. But they're just doing all sorts of things. Well, it's going to get a lot worse there, Ryan. That's why I went ahead and did the tribute show. Because I honor and respect my fellow piss troopers. I'm not going to lose sleep over Charlie Kirk dying, Ryan. Based on everything he said, not only as a black man, but as a homosexual. Now, one other thing, folks, speaking of which, Saturday's show is going to be renamed. I'm taking a break from giving out the Soul Pole. So, I'm going to take a break from giving out Soul Pole, folks. I'm taking a break from fucking, in other words. Probably for a couple of months, I'm not for sure. But I'm taking a break, 4 or 5 months at least. I'm going to make sure that I'm using all of my nutty juices in order to train, in other words. I'm going the Big Lenny route. No screwing. All training. So I'll rename the show Saturday and I'll redo the graphic, or excuse me, Centra AI will redo the graphic, not me. I'll let them do it. And even though I'm not drinking Earl Grey tea anymore, it's still going to be called Earl Grey Tuesday. I don't mind it. People have a lot of strong feelings about him. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to spit on his grave. Like I said before, I'm not going to lose sleep over Charlie Kirk dying. As far as whether he deserved it or not, God doesn't give you a choice whether you decide you want to die or not, or whether you deserve it. How dare you think that you don't deserve to die? There's a lot of people every day that don't deserve to die. That is God's will, folks. You understand? That is the Lord's will if you live or die. I can freaking drop dead. I can have a freaking aeroplane crash on me. I may not deserve it, but what it is what it is, you know? Everyone is gonna die, one way or the other. Now, as far as Charlie Kirk is concerned, he did a lot in order to facilitate that whole situation. Number one, and I'm not going to talk about what he said, basically. Forget what he said. Number one, he put too much trust into going to Oreen, Utah, a particularly one of the whitest white places ever, and thinking nothing was going to happen. Number two, Charlie Kirk did not have proper security. He did not have proper security. Number three, they didn't have any drones in the air. If they had 1 or 2 drones scanning the area, they would have saw the white boy, and he wouldn't have got shot, and he would still be around. But yeah, folks, it's not a matter of whether someone deserves to die or not. It is what it is. That person had his calling card the minute that he found out he was going to Ohio. No different than the notorious B.I.G. decided to go back to California. Biggie Smalls should not have gone back to California, especially when the heat was on for Tupac Shakur, and Charlie Kirk should have done the same thing Biggie Smalls should have done and stayed and went somewhere else. He should have went to Hotlanta. The black folks may throw some rocks and they'll yell and scream at him, but we ain't gonna shoot him. Nope. I mean, Utah's got those. Everyone owns guns down there. But you have a lack of security, no drones in the air to watch out for the buildings. Nothing was manned and everything. So, yeah. Well, he got shot in the neck, so a bulletproof vest would not have helped. I mean, he got shot in the neck, so a bulletproof vest would be virtually useless. Did I say Idaho? I meant Utah. It's close enough. They're all full of white people. Y'all know I'm messing today. But yeah. Just poor security. That's what it is. I honestly... Yeah, that security was a whole mess. I think he just put too much trust in Utah that nothing was going to happen to him, because it is a... I mean, there's no black people in Utah. There's no black people in Idaho. There is only the population percentage of Negroes in Utah is like 1.4%. There are no black people there. I drove through there and I doubled the population for a couple of hours. There are no black people in Utah. It's all white. It's all Mormon. I mean, I've always told people around blacks don't relax, but around whites, you better keep them in sight. So folks, if you have a lesson to learn today from the great one, around blacks, don't relax. Around whites, keep them in sight. Man, I mean, they're up there firing everyone. Rubio is denying visas to people that celebrated Charlie Kirk's murder. I mean, it's, this year has been a casserole of hilarity. I mean, it's... What's up, Bit Nader? But look at this here. We got the first picture of the assassin. The assassin! They got him in a suicide smock, too. Let me show y'all a picture of this here. They got him with the suicide smock and the bulletproof vest, man. I'm telling you. Y'all look at this mess here. Look at him. That's a suicide smock right there. They don't want him. They don't want him killing himself. They want to kill him. Man, it's been a minty month. Oh, and folks, by the way, speaking of which, we need to give a moment of silence for the Sundance Kid, Robert Redford. All right, folks, 1 moment, 1 minute of silence for the late, great Robert Redford. All right, folks. The late, great Robert Redford, Sundance Kid, mother freaking Jeremiah Johnson. I mean, he played men's... he played men's roles. And when I say man's roles, I mean stuff that only a man can do, not a woman, especially Jeremiah Johnson. All right? Now, Jeremiah Johnson is one of my favorite movies. Whenever it gives a close-up of him there, and when he gives a close-up, he gives that little nod. And he just did that for fun. He did that for fun. Let me see if I can pull it up. There we go. Good old Jeremiah Johnson. Yeah. That was an awesome movie, folks. Great movie. Great actor. Can't say enough good things about watching a Robert. If there was a movie out there with Robert Redford, I was gonna watch it. Oh man. Dag nabbit. I forgot all about the Downton Abbey movie. I was gonna go this weekend and watch it. Jeez. How in the world is Thomas Barrow still in it? Quick Hackers is a great low-key movie. I've not seen that. Who's my favorite actor? I got a lot of favorite actors. If I can nail down one, I would honestly say Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris and And probably Carl Weathers. Yeah. Carl Weathers is a great actor. I mean, he took a crappy movie and turned it into something actually pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can play this here. Hold on. I might get in trouble for doing it. I don't care. I'm gonna show that fight scene. Hold on. Watch this. Well, I managed to get away with that there. Oh, Vegan Gains has dropped by. Just went to the lab to get my blood work done and waiting for results. My blood pressure was very low, so despite being the gear. Well, that's very good there, cousin. Keep up the work there, you know. Definitely make sure you monitor it because it can go up at any time without your knowledge there. I never discussed your blood work or anything at all. You know, I'm going to be honest with you, cuz like I said, I was sick. I was not feeling well from overtraining this weekend, so I didn't do my show. So I've been concentrating on healing up there. That's why I didn't stream this weekend. That's why I didn't make any videos or anything. But you need to, I'm going to tell you this right now there, cousin. You better be very careful there, you know, just make sure you're not doing too much, all right? Before you add something in the mix, if something is already working, there's no need to screw up the formula. Just keep with what you got. You don't need to add anything else at this point in time. You're looking all right, man. You're looking stellar. Keep it that way. All right? Don't screw up the formula, you know? That's the biggest mistake, folks, that bodybuilders make is that they keep adding everything in there, you know? They add this steroid, they think they look good, they need to add more and more and more. I need to add this stuff here to harden, I need to add this stuff. No, if you're progressing, keep going the way you're going. You don't need to add anything else there, especially you, cousin. You're losing weight, you got a six-pack, your arms are getting bigger, you look a whole lot bigger. You don't need to add any. If you're thinking about adding anything, I heard someone told me you were going to add Boladine. You don't need to add that. Just stick with what you got. You don't need to add anything else. All right? Nothing else. You're doing fine. You're looking great, man. And you're hearing this from me. And usually I want to just say something really nasty about you or so forth, but I'm not going to do that. You're looking great. It is what it is. Don't add anything else. Just stick with the stuff that you're taking right now and you'll be fine. Don't mess up the formula. I know he's jacked. My cousin is jacked like ever, you know. You're jacked there, Vegan Games. I acknowledge you. The Great One acknowledge you. You are jacked. You are freaking yoked. Does everyone on here agree with me in the chat? Is my cousin not yoked? He's yoked. Y-O-K-E-E-D. Yoked. So don't do anything else, man. All right? Just don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Hey, that's impressive. 9.5 here. That's a good jump. Cut. You don't need to add that there, cousin. Don't add that. Don't add it. Just stick with what you got. You don't need it. You're yoked. What do you need that for? My God, you don't. No problem. You don't need it. Just stick with what you got. You're yoked, man. You're progressing. If you're progressing in muscularity and you're losing weight, there's no need to ruin the formula. Because anytime you toss something in the mix, that changes pretty much everything, I know, he's yoked. Well, we see you. We see you, man. Like I said, if I thought that you weren't that you needed more, that's fine. You got it. All right. Now you can eat some meat and everything. But yeah. All right. All right. If you like I said, it's your life, there, cousin. If you want to take it, me personally, if I was in your place and I'm progressing, I wouldn't touch it. But you do you, brother. You do you. All right. Yeah, Mantnator. He should compete you should compete in the Ruby Ridge Classic.
Man, 1997. Man, 1990.
KCB, I don't think my cousin has any problem getting a hold of anything. I mean, you got to understand, all he does is stream, lift weights here. He has all the time in the world there. He can definitely has plenty of time to look for sources.
97. Back then, a brand new Ford Escort went for about $15,130. Honestly, most families could handle that no problem. Gas? Only $1.10 a gallon. Filling up your tank costs less than a movie ticket. Can you believe it? Houses were crazy cheap too. The average home went for just $103,640. Looking back now, that money for a house feels like pocket change. Milk, 53 cents a pint. Bread, about 88 cents a loaf. One paycheck could cover a whole week of groceries. Movie tickets, just
one paycheck? A whole month's worth of groceries.
$5. Fridays meant hitting the movies, grabbing some popcorn, hanging out with friends. College tuition for a public four-year school? Around $3,250 a year.
Yep.
Honestly, if we could go back to 1997, everything felt affordable. Houses, cars, gas, life was just way easier.
No, it wasn't. Where does he get this crap from? Who is this? Who is this person? Are you crazy? Shut up. Shut up. Shut it. The problem isn't the prices. The problem is the wage.
You dirty bitch! Look what you've done to my peonies!
You can take your lovely peonies and besides, you silly queen, they're not even peonies. They're marigolds.
Good God, I think she's right. They are marigolds. I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one.
I've not seen that scene in a very long time. You tried TB 500. Good deal. Hey, cousin, are you gonna be gaming tonight? Or are you gonna be streaming later and doing some gaming? Because I'm going to be in my office working, so I was just wondering. All right, folks, next video. What do we got here? Oh, wait a minute. That's a
Man,
video.
1997. Back then, a brand new.
How did I skip that one? I don't get that. Oh, it's Old Gent TV. Let's see what what he has to say. Still getting over a cold, and I'm gonna take a night off. Okay, so you're sick just like me, except I overtrained. I decided my cousin. I decided to do some ego lifting, and once I did 120-pound dumbbell presses and got it up once, I knew I was in trouble. So, I wish I got it on camera, but I will never, ever do it again. I was just feeling my stuff. So, from now on, it's just, I won't go anything past 100.
Morgan say, I'm tripping on these cats getting fired for talking about that cat, but when it's FBA issue, they
can you stop talking with all the drag? I can't understand what you're saying.
Say whatever with no parent. Man, fuck Charlie Clark, man. We don't care about no Charlie. I'm talking about Clark. Charlie Kirk. For that, we don't give a damn. Let's go and get to the main topic, man. See, my main topic is who is Charlie Clark, man? You know what I'm saying? He ain't nobody special, nobody spectacular. You know what I'm saying? This mofo, he dropped out of college. He couldn't even handle college. You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't really do shit. So he just figured out a way to come on here and talk about black people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's his claim to fame, huh? You know what I'm saying? His claim to fame is talking about black people.
No, talking about black people like you. So I'm just... No, Charlie Kirk was tripping on all of us black folks, all of us Negroes, all of us chocolate faces. He was tripping on all of us.
But they say, Auntie Jamila, but Michelle, what's up, whatever. I guess she's saying, what's up, Michelle? Yeah, his only claim to fame, his claim to fame is talking about black people, man. The man was a racist, a bigot, try to say, civil rights movement should have never happened. You know, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And then they had a little rally yesterday. Really, all he did is spread.
Oh, he's Louis Gossett Jr.'s cousin, actually. Actually, I don't know.
Spread hate speech, man. That's really all he did is spread hate speech, man. And you got, but see, this is what I be telling y'all about these Chris Ackles, man. You know what I'm saying?
Chris Ackles. I ain't heard that in a long time. That was on a Snoop Dogg song. For Sizzle by Dizzle and Chris Ackles. That's some straight up old school 90s word for white people.
Saying all these Chris Ackles that's trying to make him a hero. What's up, woman? That's trying to make him a hero and trying to make him somebody that he ain't. Trying to compare him to Martin Luther King when all he did is preach hate and separation. How the hell you gonna compare him to Martin Luther King, man? All these people holler about, oh, he a Christian and we...
It ain't Martin Luther King, it's Martin Luther Kang. Kang with a Kang like Kango. Man, I need to quit tripping. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Christians, you know what kind of Christians y'all are? Y'all the kind of Christians that was back in slavery, that went to church and left church and went to a burning or a hanging of a black man. Took your kids and everything. Y'all had a, hey, that's where the word picnic come from. That's why I don't use it. It come from y'all. You know
Yeah, picnic stands for
what I'm saying? That's where the word barbecue come from. It come from slavery when they was burning brothers and sisters. Them the same Christians.
No, it didn't. It came from Scottish. Scottish started barbecuing. They just didn't have any seasoning.
That went to them events, took their kids right after church, and these the same Christians now that talking about they Christian. How can you call yourself a Christian? You know what I'm saying? And you condoning all that BS that he talking about. You know? Everything he talked about he couldn't even verify it, man. He just said anything out of this mofo mouth, and these dumbass Chris hackers just roll with it, because that's what they are. Oh, man, Trump can lead all of them to the slaughter. Have all of them just walk off a cliff. None of them got no fucking brain, man. You know, and now, you know what I'm saying, the little crackers had a rally. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man.
Well, I mean, it is OG Gent TV, so, I mean...
These motherfuckers hollering, fight back for what Charlie was killed for. They hollering, fight back. How you? Well, you must gonna go out there and kill your own people, cause we ain't did a goddamn thing, man. We ain't killed no motherfucking body. Ain't no black person killed Charlie Kirk. Another Chris Hacker, another Mormon Chris Hacker, allegedly killed.
I don't think he was a Mormon. He had a computer. Mormons don't have computers. They have no technology. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Quaker. My bad. So, yeah, Mormons do have computers. They just don't drink coffee and they wear that magic underwear.
Killed Charlie Kirk, man. So what is y'all rallying about? His whole family is Republican. What is y'all crying about? You know, you have all these supposed to be newscasters and white newscasters and podcasters. They get online, man, and they get to hollering this bull crap about, oh, the left did this and the extreme left and all. Man, everybody know that Chris Hacker wasn't no Democrat, and he wasn't black. Y'all, man, the same shit that he was always preaching about, talking about he believed that they should bring back executions and do them live. All that shit that he was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Talking about if a certain amount of people should be killed by guns every year. We should have live executions so people could see. Same shit he preached about is what happened to him. Call him a bitch, ain't it? Same thing. Same dirty, nasty stuff he preached about. Live executions on live so everybody can see it. Same thing, man. Same thing he preached about is, a certain amount of people should be killed every year to ensure all Second Amendment gun rights. Same thing he preached about is what happened to him. That's karma for your ass, man. That is karma for your ass, man. You know what I'm saying? God is good, man. God is good all the time. And like I tell you, homie, you can enhance your own death by the choices that you make in life. And the choices he made, he enhanced his own death, man. And Owens say Candace Owens talking about that was her best friend. Man, that bitch fake as a motherfucker, man. How can a motherfucker speaking hate talking. Oh man, how can the mofo that's speaking all this hate be your best friend, man? What you trying to do? Get his followers? That's all Candace trying to do, man. All Candace Owens doing is trying to get his followers, man. Boy, she fake as fuck. For real, for real. That's crazy, man.
Oh boy. Like I said, folks, a lot of strong feelings here. There's not, I mean, for the most part, there's not much I could disagree with because everything he said was, well, to a point was somewhat true. There's a couple of things that he was way off on, but I hate to tell you this, that's what sums up about Charlie Kirk, and he made a lot of money off of it. But he's going to be buried sometime this week here. But man, for right now, everything is just going nuts. They're up there trying to fight. Let me show you. I mean, they literally fired someone. Now, I don't know if you guys just tuned in, but they literally fired a restaurant operator was fired for something that his wife said on Facebook. Now, I want you to hear this again. He was fired for something that his wife wrote on Facebook. They're literally firing people by proxy.
Hey guys, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell.
I mean, seriously, it's crazy.
Hey guys, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and one thing we learn pretty fast as pro wrestlers is how to eat clean on the road. And today, I'm going to show you how you can eat clean on the go with McDonald's. But before we dive into this, be sure to click the subscribe button right here.
See, he's looking a lot better. I wish he had got that leg amputated a long time ago. He finally made the decision there that he ain't going to wrestle anymore. So, what do you mean, Chuck E. Cheese? I said everything about what he said is almost right to a point there. I mean, I've listened, hey, Chuck E. Cheese, I've listened to that man. I've listened to Charlie Kirk for years. I saw what he said about Katina that Supreme Court Judge Jackson. I heard what he said about her. I mean, my whole thing is this, Chuck E. Cheese. I always thought that some sort of super liberal would shoot him, or a transgender person, or even a black person or a Negro would shoot him. But it turns out the person that shot him was someone that looks sort of like him. Except the difference is he exhibits that type of hate there, you know. I mean, literally the assassin bears a resemblance to Charlie Kirk. I've listened to Chuck E. Cheese. I've listened to him in long form too. I mean, there's certain things that you can't twist. I mean, he said that gays should be stoned to death. I mean, there's anyone that quotes Leviticus. I mean, I'm sorry. That as a gay man, no. Well, we're not going to talk about Palestine. Palestine is there's always been a thing, Nader, about Palestine being recognized as an actual state. I won't get into that because remember, folks, and I will tell you this right now. Israel and Palestine have been fighting for what, 80 years? Longer than I was born, longer than my mama being born. They've been going at it for freaking 80 some years. at least 85 years. At the least 80 some years. They're not stopping anytime soon, Mintonator. It's best just stay out they mess. And you know what? You can't even, the sad thing is you can't even take sides. Because you're going to either piss off the Jews or you're going to piss off the Muslims. And I got Jewish friends. And I got Muslim friends. So that's why I'm staying out. I'm afraid to take a side there because whichever side I get, I'm going to get conked on the head by the other side. It's just so volatile, you know. But I will say one thing. I think Israel has dropped enough bombs on Palestine because that place is just bombed out. I mean, literally, they done tore that place to pieces. No more. Israel has every right to. I mean, but they're they just keep knocking down buildings. I mean, buildings are already been blown to bits and they just come back and finish the job. I mean, they are just laying into them. They're even trying to drop bombs on them while they're trying to get food. There be an airdrop of food, and next thing you know, you got Israel dropping a bomb on them. They don't even want them to, they don't want them to eat. They want them to starve to death. I mean, they're just hardcore. They're like freaking Animal Mother from Full Metal Jacket. I mean, I'm telling you. Or that helicopter gunner that says, "Get some. Get some. Come on. Come on. Get some, baby." Y'all remember that scene, don't you? Anyone that runs is a VC. Anyone who stands still is a well-disciplined VC. You just don't lead them that hard. Ain't war hell?
This video to stay
I got you, mother.
videos, and if you want to check out wrestling, sports merch, or even my own merch, or go to get Cameo, click the links in the description of this video. Now let's get started. So here we are with McDonald's, man. And these are all the things that, you know, again, you know, eating right on the road, eating right, period, is not cheap. It's expensive. But because you're trying to eat protein, you know, carbs are cheap, bread is cheap, and protein's expensive. So it's expensive to eat.
You never watched Full Metal Jacket? Shame on you, none. That is piss trooper required material. Every piss trooper is required to watch Full Metal Jacket. Shame on you. Shame. Shame.
No matter what, it's expensive to eat healthy. But on the road, of course, you got your fries come with every meal because it's cheap and easy. You got the fried chicken nuggets, man. Love them. Can't do that trying to die
I wish Buff Bagwell would wear a microphone or something. You can't barely hear him.
on the road. So there goes the French fries. There goes the fried carbohydrates you cannot do. And again, when I learned how much bread was an issue with carbohydrates and how it was hurting my body, I got into where I was pretty lean. I got to be pretty lean, but I still didn't totally understand diet. But I told my trainer, the guy that was helping me train, his name was Mark Wallace. And Mark said, let's go over your diet again. I just wasn't quite ripped. I was getting in shape. And so I go through my diet and my schedule that day. And he goes, and the very last thing I ate that day was I ate 2 egg white sandwiches. And I said, man, I ate 2 egg white sandwiches before I went to bed. And he went, you did what? And so he reaches in my pantry and he pulls out 2 pieces of bread, which is just 1 sandwich. And he winds the bread up and he goes, you're trying to assimilate that. Your body's trying to take that in at bedtime while you sleep. After he explained it to me, I did not eat another piece of bread for 2 years because I just saw the difference it made to me. Within 2 days of cutting bread out, I was ripped. So bread goes. It's gone bye-bye. You got to get rid of the bread. And then once you get rid of the bread, no carbs, everything else, cheese, pickles. The rest of it's good old protein, man. And I'd say probably about 30 grams right there. 30 grams of protein. You got 30 grams of protein. I always get, again, it ain't cheap. I got 2 double quarter pounders here. Get the bread off both. That way, again, you're eating in a pinch. You got to get a meal in. It's a great way to get your meal in on the road with no carbs. Wow. Another secret. Buff Bagwell.
No, I'm not into mustaches and goatees there, Ryan. Buff Bagwell was never I was never attracted to him in one way whatsoever.
Did not believe.
He just looked really weird with that slick hair, so no, I wouldn't have pounded him. Unless I was really, really, really drunk. Then I might give him a couple of back shots, but other than that, no.
Condiments were bad. I think you don't want to stay away from mayonnaise and stuff like that. Mayonnaise, but I believe that these condiments wasn't too bad for me. There's some things in it that, if you stay away from your main carbs, you do a lot better. So I would use some of the condiments as dipping stuff to make it taste a little better. And again, you're staying away from the main killer of the main carbs. Now, again, this ain't easy, man. It's not easy. Unsweet tea or Diet Coke, of course, is what you drink. And this.
He's almost like Genova, because once the camera stops running, he's going to eat those fries.
This kind of eating is what kept me alive as a pro wrestler. You get in a bind, you're on the road, and you think, what can I eat, man? There's nothing.
KCB, I won't say that I've screwed every supermodel or 10s. I've screwed some 2s, and I've screwed some 1s, and I've screwed some 3s. But let me give you a little bit of advice. If you have a 2 and you have a 3 and he or she don't look that great, something that you picked up right before leaving the club, because sometimes you're so hungry that you may not be able to get sirloin steak and the only thing that's around is oodles of noodles. So folks, if it's 3 a.m. in the morning and it's last call at the club, and all you see is some busted up woman, and you still need to get your rocks off, and you still need to just unload, take he or she home, or it, or whatever. Drag it home and take this one important advice, okay? Y'all folks pay attention. So if you have a less than desirable company over your house and you want to unload, turn out the goddamn lights. Because when it's dark, you can't see anything. Like John Cena, you can't see anything. You can't see me. Turn off the lights. Have blackout lights. If you got curtains, close it. You want the room as dark as possible, folks. As dark as possible where you can't see anything. It needs to be blacker than me. You get what I'm saying? If you got to take something busted and take it home and they don't look the way you want to look and you got to unload, turn those lights out. Turn out that light! And get you some of that strange stuff. And then after you get finished, tell them that you got to go to work early tomorrow. And that way they leave. That way they're not trying to stay over. Tell them that, hey, I would love for you to stay and stuff like that. I'd love to make pancakes for you and eggs and bacon and a little bit of sausage. I'd love to give you the sausage again. Compliment them. After all, they gave up the puss for you. You understand? They gave up the puss. They didn't have to, but they did. So you always want to give thanks. Just like on Thanksgiving, you got to give thanks for the turkey and the cranberry dressing and the stuffing, because you done stuffed her or him. But in any event, tell her, hey, I definitely appreciate you coming over. I had a wonderful time, but I got to go to work early. That's all you got to do, folks. So remember this advice, okay? If you got to take something home, turn out the lights. And to get rid of her quick, they're like, hey, I got to go to work early. Either that, or tell her that you got to return some videotapes. Okay? Either one of those two. Either you got to return some videotapes, or you got to go to work early. The great one prefers using, I got to go to work early. Okay? That always works, folks. If you need to get rid of somebody, tell them you got to go to work early, and they will understand. And be sure to thank Pugman. All right? Be sure to thank, that's right. Thank Pugman. Folks, so advice from 1998, advice for all times. Although nowadays you got Grindr, okay? I'm sorry there, none, but when it's last call, you know, it's still the same in 2025. You know, you may have something that you may not want. But just because you don't want it don't mean that you can't need it, you know? You just got to make do, you know? Everybody wants a Porsche, but sometimes you got to drive a Ford Escort or a Pinto. But it still drives the same. It'll get you from point A to point B, you know? I'm sorry, you're not going to get 10s in life. Like I said, I've had 10s, I've had 7s, I've had 5s, I've had 2s, and I've even had 1s. I will be the first one to admit it. But like I said before, if that's all you got, you either gonna jerk off or unload into, you know, something you want to unload into. You just got to do what you got to do, you know? Turn out the lights. Tell them you got to go to work early. You're done. Smashing you out. Go to sleep. All right? Back to the video.
Around here, there's nowhere to get a good grilled chicken. Years ago,
all right. Hey, you messed up.
McDonald's had grilled chicken. They don't do the grilled chicken.
Oh, okay, none.
They may do the grilled chicken.
That's actually from the movie American Psycho. So
I think it comes like Southern fried kind of thing. It's just best to go with straight protein that you know, and that's with a double quarter pounder. If you're at a restaurant that does have the grilled chicken, you try to go with grilled chicken too. But there's, as long as you get, you know, every meal I shoot for all day long, and it's not meal, I call it an intake. I have 5 protein intakes a day. You're supposed to take in 1.1 grams of protein per body pound every single day of your life. So that means whatever you weigh, men and women, you're supposed to have that much protein in you. So if you weigh 200 grams of protein. 250, 250. Here's the catch. 1 gram of carbs that your body does not need a day. 1 gram too much, and it sticks. You do 20 grams of protein too much, and your body flushes it out. It goes out with waste. So that's why the carbs are so important, to not do it all, except for 1 day a week is what I believe you carb load. But so again, 1.1, so just say 1 so it's not confusing, 1 gram of protein per body pound. I weigh 230, and I take in about 250. 50 times 5 is 250. You're never going to get it exact. Diet's a very hard thing to do, man. So it is the toughest, as we all know. But you get as close as you can to the protein amount, and mine was 50 times the 5 intakes. I do 3 meals that I shoot for, 3 meals a day, and then 2 shakes. And it varies. There's been days on the road where I did 4 shakes. But let me tell you this for sure. All of this even, none of it is possible on the road without protein shakes. You've got to find a good protein shake. And you'll see where I'll be talking later on about Blackstone Labs. They're, to me, the best protein there is, best tasting, best protein out there, Blackstone Labs. It's about getting, I can't tell you the last time I ate where I was starving, because you just don't want to get to that point. Every 2 or 3 hours, at 5 times a day, every 2 or 3 hours is time to get a protein intake in. So every couple of hours, you're not hungry every couple of hours, but it's time for your body to eat. It's time to feed your protein into your body. So again, 5 meals a day, find what you got to find. If you find a good restaurant, great, but when you're in a crunch on the road, McDonald's is the only place
this is
you can
Buff
find right now.
Bagwell.
You go up, you order 2 double quarter pounders. The fries come with it anyway. And then you don't do the fried nuggets, you don't do the fries. You get the protein intake, and you stay in shape while you're on the road. That's the best way to do it. Good old McDonald's.
Yeah, Buff, he's not that much older than I am. I think he's got like 6 or 7 years on me or so. But man, having your leg amputated and all that stuff he's gone through, and he's only like 50 some years old. Jeez. At least he's finally referring to himself as a former wrestler, because now he's acknowledged it. He was finally able to get that leg chopped off, and continue living his life. He looks a lot happier now. No longer in pain or anything. So, yeah. But yeah, that's good advice for eating clean on the road. So, yeah. But the truth of the matter is, that's what was done in the 90s. It's 2025. We now have prepackaged meals and stuff like that. Things have gotten a lot more advanced in the wrestling industry.
I'm just wondering if people are seeing this. Are you seeing this? Are you feeling this? Those of you who have pain, those of you who know pain very well like myself, you're the healers. This is your gift. There's a reason you're being sent that. And all too often we deal with it the wrong way. We think instant gratification is gonna cure this pain. So we go drink, we go eat, we go do something that will get our mind off of it. But it's not that. The selfless motive is what will cure it. By being the healer you're supposed to be and helping others with their pain, this is the only way to negate that prison that you're locked in.
I wish he went back to that. I mean, I can honestly see him going back to that one day. I hope he does. Yeah, he should have stuck with this content.
You see, when you're going through hard shit, and you're consistently saying I so much in your head, you are only magnifying the pain. Don't make it about you. It's not about you. None of this is. The second you stop magnifying that pain by saying, I feel like shit, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, I don't feel good. The second you stop using that and you just go out and you use yourself as an instrument, you use your gift to help other people get over their pain and fucking be strong and push harder. That's when yours goes away. I was locked in a tiny cell for years. We would come out for a few weeks, maybe 30 days or 60 days, in a 4-year span. Once, twice, maybe 3 times. But one lockdown was 14 months. The next one is 6 months. The next one is 8 months. You're just coming out for small amounts of time until another problem happens. This is how the penitentiary was. They actually deemed that inhumane in 2012, and they stopped the long racial-based lockdowns. But what I learned over this time, when I was consistently saying, I can't deal with this. Why are they treating me this way? I don't even know how I don't even understand it. The only way I was able to deal with that is to consistently have that positive flow of love towards these people. So the final straw for me, I was sitting in the BMU. I had just caught an in-house SBI on an inmate, and I was looking at a life sentence. The captain kept coming by my cell every day saying, "Oh yeah, have you seen the pictures? You're done. It's over for you. You have 2 strikes already. The DA's gonna pick this up. You're done." That was when I stopped ever wanting to fucking hurt anyone ever again. I just stopped. And when I finally made it from the BMU to the SHU, my neighbor, he fished over the cell phone, and then I said, I called my mom. And what my mom told me will always resonate with me for as long as I live. And she said, "You've proven you can hurt people. Can you prove you can't?" So I'm always sharing with you guys these pain-filled topics. This overcoming, this growth.
Why didn't he stick to this? It's good advice. This is what Andy Poe. This is the Andy Poe. This is the Wes Watson at Andy Poe, clearly, Matt.
Stuff that's not easy to deal with or talk about. I have plenty of pleasure in my life. It's sparingly, but when it's there, it's extremely enjoyable. But this is what we need to talk about more. Because those pleasureful moments that everybody shares on here, those aren't the life ruiners. Those are very enjoyable. We just enjoy those. Nobody shares this because it's not glamorous. But this is what saves your life.
Yeah, he really should have stuck to this content. I don't know why he didn't. I really don't. I can definitely can't play that one. But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was a great movie. Heck, I played like 30 seconds of Action Jackson. They started flagging me. I wish really YouTube would allow us to review it. I mean, what makes these movies so special anyway? I don't get it.
Here's the context of this call. About 2 weeks ago...
Hold on a minute, folks. I'll be right back. Gotta take a piss. Oh, I got to take a piss. Piss, 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 'cause I'm a piss trooper. Piss trooper. Piss trooper. Piss trooper. Alright, folks.
Me and another troll prank called Jason, pretending to be his neighbors. We told him that Alex Rosen and his cameraman knocked on our door, warned us about Jason being a threat to the community, and then handed us a flyer with more information on Jason's pedophilia and stolen valor. We both managed to get him on the phone for over 20 minutes, and his narcissism and loneliness becomes more and more apparent the longer each call goes on. Both of us played the concerned neighbor, and pretended to be friendly with Jason. The point of these calls wasn't to roast Jason, but rather to freak him out. He left both of these calls wholeheartedly believing that Alex actually swept his neighborhood, warning everyone of the dangers of living with the blowage. The following is only my call with Jason.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jason?
This is. Could you let me know who you are in the neighborhood? Because I don't know that this isn't those crazy stalkers pretending to be one of my neighbors. They pull stuff like this with me routinely. I've been dealing with the guy, if you're not him, or one of them, the guy who came.
So it's pretty clear that Jason gets messed with a bunch here. So, I mean, of course, that's no surprise there. He, much like some people, he's definitely earned the hatred.
Your door, his name is Alex Rosen. I've been pressing charges against him for 7 years.
Okay, I understand. I just want...
Well, this says 3 days ago, so I'm not sure if this is how old this is.
wanted to get some things cleared up. This won't be a long call, trust me. I just... It freaked out my elderly mother,
Yeah,
you know?
It wouldn't be the first one I've had today or this week or this year. So I get kind of, how do I put it, emotionally exhausted about it at this point.
Okay.
So just an FYI, I tend to just be like, I'm sorry, nothing I can do about it, sorry. I have to do this with my friends, my family, my brother, my sister, my cousins, on a regular basis for a decade. So in case you were not aware, I am technically a fitness content creator for 13 years online. I have a...
He's automatically, he goes and answers the phone and he automatically starts going into his life story. Why?
Silver Play YouTube Award, so on and so forth. Like an
influencer?
I'm a partner. Yeah, I hate that term. It's so pretentious.
Okay.
No, I don't drink Pellegrino or anything like that. The term is pretentious. So I prefer content creator and virtual coach because I do strength and conditioning coaching online. So no, I mean, if you go look, I mean, I have 120,000 followers on YouTube, 90 million views, 250,000 followers on Facebook. I mean, this is what I do. I have 7 Texas state records in powerlifting. So pretty much what I do, I have a group that, long story short, I have a group of obsessed stalkers that got latched onto me during a lawsuit 12 years ago. I was targeted by the largest cyber stalking ring in the world. They're called Kiwi Farms.
Okay.
I was involved in a big lawsuit, and the company involved hired a group of trolls and stalkers to start a hate campaign against me, dox my family, and then it got picked up later by Kiwi Farms, and there's some stragglers. The Alex Rosen guy runs an organ. The guy who came to your door, his name is Alex Rosen. The Hispanic guy, his name is Jesus, that's his cameraman. He stalked me originally 7 years ago. Realized as a result of all of that in person, I had to press charges back then through HPD. He then later realized he really enjoys stalking people, and he found a socially acceptable way to do so by targeting pedophiles. So he started an organization called Predator Poachers that take hundreds of thousands of donations. So that's what he does.
Now, folks, I just want you to remember this here. He answers the call, and now all of a sudden he's going to his spiel about his life story. Now, me, I'm going to ask who it is and what the great one want. What do you want with the great one? If it isn't anything important, I'm not going to give you my life story. If you want to hear my life story, watch some of my live streams.
He's been arrested a few times for it again last month. But he still sticks to his original targets, too, and harasses us, once a year or so.
Okay. I'm willing to believe you. I can believe you.
Yeah, I mean, if you can go look at the blue check marks. You can see who I am. You can hop to Facebook. You can hop to YouTube. I have all the blue checks. It's clearly me. You probably see me running outside in shorts. So I'm the 220-pound power lifter who runs down the street in shorts, barefoot.
Okay.
It has a big garage open where you see me deadlifting 600 pounds and stuff. That's me. That's that dude. It's pretty much what I do.
Okay. I mean, I'm willing to believe you because I mean, these guys were just weirdos, okay? Like, they look weird, they're fat, no offense to them, but they're fat and out of shape.
They're disgustingly fat.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty much a 220-pound guy with abs. So I just kind of go, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So the thing with it is, you're not the first person who's called the police about them today. So if you would be so kind as to simply call the police and tell them that Alex Rosen, they know who he is because he's got arrested for other things. He does legitimately go harass pedophiles, but he crosses the line with it legally.
Mm-hmm.
So he's found an outlet for it, and while I can appreciate that fact, the fact that he stalked me, I think he's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Because I don't think he does it because he really cares about kids. I think he does it because he enjoys stalking people. And who can he get away with stalking that everyone's going to turn a blind eye?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that we all hate.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's using a group of people that, everyone hates, and he's using that as an enabler. Okay.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, yeah, let him do it. He's crossed the line and been arrested several times over it, though.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of makes a big show about it. But I've met him in person at one time when all this started early on. So he got really weird. He talked me into an interview and then showed up outside my condo. And I agreed to it. He's trying to have a small YouTube channel he's trying to start, and he said he lived nearby. So I agreed to it, and then he got really weird on me, and he started stalking me. And I had to press trespassing charges back then.
Okay.
Because I was living, and so he scaled a fence with a no trespassing sign, and I lived in Upper Kirby area. I'm over by Rice Village and all that. So I was in a condo with a gated community and no trespassing sign, and he scaled the fence and put flyers like that up all over the condos, filmed himself doing it inside the no trespassing thing, and uploaded it to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So I pressed harassment and criminal trespass charges.
Okay.
So he kind of hates me for that. He was trying to become a police officer. He was like 18 or 19 at the time. He was trying to get a criminal justice degree at the time. And I think that kind of ruined his chances of being a police officer, which was, his thing.
Oh, so now he thinks that he cost someone their police job all because of what Blaha actually had to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember his... I mean, he's like a mint volcano sometimes. I mean, 23-minute conversation all because someone calls him and said, it's ridiculous. I can understand if they already had a prearranged conversation. But he just calls out of nowhere. I don't get it.
Which, that's not the person you want having a badge in it.
Yeah, I'm blocked on his Instagram. I'm blocked everywhere with him. But his streams are so boring. He doesn't really do anything. He probably got in trouble streaming on YouTube and got kicked. I don't really know. He's weird all around. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. So
if I could just cut you off for a second, just to say something. He was physically speaking, just creepy and weird and just weird, right? So I didn't really. However, I will say that he was extremely articulate and very manipulative. I could tell, he can spin things. I could tell, he can talk.
Right. Again, I'm familiar with it. I've seen his work, and I've met him personally. I did an hour-long interview with him where he got creepy.
Mm-hmm.
In short, what he's doing is illegal, but it's not being legal enough for me to get him arrested. And I have to deal with a whole set of one back. A bunch of other neighbors got texted by one of the guys who the FBI has talked to one time. But they said he's not a threat. He doesn't have the financial means to reach me.
Okay.
Because he's on SSI for schizophrenia and lives in California. So that if you got a bunch of those text messages, that was that guy.
Okay, I did not receive any of those. I did not receive those text messages.
A bunch of the neighbors did. Unfortunately, I got numerous phone calls about it.
Okay.
I I don't care much to do lives on Instagram. If I was going to do it anywhere else, it would be either Kick or Rumble.
Well, you seem to have a lot of detail on him. It's okay. No, I understand. I just wanted to what do you call it? Because my mom is elderly. She was really freaked out. They try to intimidate her. Yeah. So.
Right. Which again, how do I put it politely? He's a piece of shit. So that's exactly what he did. Going to intimidate an elderly person because he's like 6'4" and 300 and something pounds. So
I'm going to be contacting the police about him. Trust me, I'm going to call them as soon as this is over. I will say, just for your knowledge, I will be contacting the police about them. And they.
Oh, Dubs by a long shot, Ryan. Dubs is a bigger liar by a long shot. Non-negotiable.
We're handing out papers.
Dubs lies about everything. At least Blaha is in some sort of resemblance of shape, and he actually has a life, and he doesn't live in a dirty trailer.
On you, just so you know.
I'm very, very aware. That's his MO. He makes new ones all the time. I'm used to it. Just for the record, I'm not a minor attractive person or any of that. In fact, I'm going to end up suing him eventually over this, so I don't want him to know that. Mainly because that level of slander, when part of my reputation that I've worked on, I dealt with a lot of BS.
Mm-hmm.
But like one of the things that I do with my outreach is I am a survivor of pet failure.
Mm-hmm.
Press charges as an adult, and I've used weightlifting as part of my therapy to build the strength to testify.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that is something that I promote. So then for, people to then target with something like that and accuse me of that is offensive and angering, to put it mildly.
Who does he think he is? Destiny or something? Okay, I will give him credit. He has over 100,000 subscribers. But you ain't you ain't as famous as you think you are.
Okay, I'm sorry that any of that had to happen to you, by the way.
But thank you. I appreciate that. It's been a while. I'm 48 now. People don't realize that when they see me. I'm almost 50 years old. Like, this guy is that old. It's like, yeah. But.
And yes, folks, Blaha's the same age as I am. He's 48.
But that's a part of what I do with my outreach. And so, but he tries to spin it that way so he can justify the resources for his organization. He's tried to entrap me even a couple of times. I've caught him trying to do it. And I usually just block. Like, I know it's him doing it. We'll pretend to be an underage person and message me to my business page. And I just block it because I know that's him. So, and obviously I block them. I don't want anything to do with their nonsense.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw the paper in.
Does Dubs have an Instagram? Mintnator, if he had an Instagram, they would immediately take it down for the content.
Garbage. That just seems like so... Like he's just grasping at straws, it seems.
Yeah. So he's been doing it a while, but again, the more police reports, the better. When this happened before, even they had said, yeah, we know this because he's a problem. Police don't like him because he messes up their investigation. So what he does is entrapment anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So what he does when he's trying to catch people with his predators poachers, he poses as an underage boy. And he uses pictures of his little brother originally. I don't know if that's what he's still doing. He was doing that at one time. And then tries to trick them into meeting him. Like wherever in the...
I keep hearing those sounds in the background. It almost sounds as though he's streaming it on Discord or something. Because I don't have my Discord up. I keep hearing that Discord sound. So I'm wondering if he actually played it live.
Showing up.
Oh, of course he can talk.
And then he shows up instead of this underage kid. And then he's...
one of my most popular videos is actually me playing the Jason Blaha conversation. I think it got over 20,000 views.
Got him on camera and embarrasses them and comes in their house or eats them at a McDonald's and he starts food in front of them and intimidates them.
Did you say his name was Alex? Alex what?
Alex Rosen.
Okay, I'm just going to write this down so I know who to tell the police he is,
Right. So he is Alex Rosen. He is the owner of an organization, Predator Poachers Texas.
Okay.
So that's his business. I can't remember the last name of Jesus. So the Hispanic guy who would have been with him, his name is Jesus, and I don't have his last name handy.
That's okay. He didn't do any talking anyway. He was just standing there like an idiot. So.
Yeah. So, he's usually his cameraman, so I'm surprised they didn't have any cameras out. They may have. You just didn't see it.
Are you saying that he was probably filming me?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
If he was, if he had a little camera down at his side or whatever, probably illegal.
Yeah, people shouldn't be soliciting in this neighborhood. You know, this is just bullshit.
Right. And then on top of that, to do that.
Hey, he sure is laying on the bullshit really thick, folks.
And I filed a report over this previously here. I had more numerous ones back in Houston. He pulled this last year of flying everybody's yards, so they didn't actually go door to door. He won't come to my house with it because the police know, and I've told them, because I did the whole thing trying to follow a restraining order. I informed his father. I'm like, but I told them flat out, I said, he is a danger to me. I will use that as force against him. It's not going to be talked to him. He's over 300 pounds. He's displayed that he is a threat to me repeatedly. And they told him I will do that. So the police have told him. So he won't probably come to my door.
Yeah, he does not care about personal space. He tried to take it. I don't want to say he tried to put a foot into the house, but you know, like on that ledge where every.
Right.
Yeah, he did not care about personal space. That guy he has no business being here. So, I mean, I was yelling at him on the way out, but I just had to call to make sure. So I'm very sorry to bother you. Thank you for explaining this to me.
No, you're welcome. And I have learned to just summarize it at this point.
Is he closing out the call? There's like 8 minutes left. Hemingway has worse teeth. Of course, I have no room to talk because I have a gap, but all of my teeth are white at least.
Obviously extremely expensive. Like I've been swatted in the past and all sorts of nonsense. I've had to have the FBI involved with some of this. But Alex is kind of...
I mean, I can't really talk about teeth. My teeth are not exactly great and everything like that, but it's what God intended me to have. So I'm not. I don't get jazzed up on teeth. I mean, I'm 48 years old. Teeth get old, folks. They get used.
Kind of a spin-off from it because he jumped in, I guess.
And I'm going to need braces eventually, so, I mean...
When Kiwi Farms picked it up.
Okay.
So and I'm not really a major target for them. But just so that you're going to aware, Kiwi Farms' MO is to isolate their targets for anyone who's on their kill count. They're trying to get them to commit suicide. So essentially, when they target you, their goal is to socially isolate you, turn your neighbors on you, your friends, your family, get you fired from jobs, so that you're isolated and they can wear you down so that you commit suicide.
Okay. I understand.
So that's pretty much their modus operandi. I'm obviously not going to do that. I'm a pretty strong person. But again, you met Alex and Jesus, and you got a feel for them. They're pretty weird people.
You could definitely say that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the fact that they're doing this alone, how do I put it? A well mentally adjusted person is not going to do something like that, going door to door. And again, I would point out that if I was a threat and was unstable, it would have been a kill neighbors. It would have happened many, many, many years ago. Because it's not like they haven't been doing this for years and years and warning people and doing this nonsense. So,
have they ever, personally threatened you with, physical violence or anything like that?
Alex personally? Or have I been threatened with death threats? Probably 10,000 times. Not necessarily directly from Alex.
Okay.
No, I get death threats on a daily basis. Anonymous ones. For a decade.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm used to it. What if I say it without me? She's like, it's just another get that. You know, like, that's the 7th one this morning. It's just not a big deal at this point to me. I don't take it seriously.
Whose music is that? I thought they were going to end the call, but they're still talking. What's up with that?
First couple hundred I did, but after that, so I grab another one. So it's kind of numb to that stuff at this point. But I mean, that's pretty much my normal, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And until laws change and technology change, I'm just going to have to deal with it, file these reports, and get other people to do it. Eventually laws will catch up. Resources will catch up. And it's like I've been told by the FBI. One of my coaching clients was an FBI agent. And he told me last year with some of it. Mm-hmm. He's like, unfortunately, the resources are too thin. Like cyber crimes division and stuff with all this, they simply don't have the manpower to deal with all the cyber stalking because they're so tied up chasing down child porn and stuff like that, actual truly heinous crimes. They just don't have the resources to run all these down. You know? Okay. But in Alex's case, though, him being a local police can technically.
Now he's going over his stalking again. You already talked about that earlier on. I don't get this boy. I just don't get him one bit.
Get involved.
Okay. Does he live in like the Houston area in the county?
I don't know if he does anymore. His parents, he used to live with them. I don't think he lives with them anymore. He lived with his mom and dad when he first started this down in Katy. Mm-hmm. So, well, not quite the Katy area. It was inside the loop, but towards Katy. And I have their address and stuff, but I don't think he hasn't lived with them in years. He's somewhere in the Houston area. I don't have his current address. I had his old one. But I mean, he is local enough.
Okay. He did say that he would be going to as many houses as possible if that helps or anything. I think he needs to like sweep the entire area. So
he probably will. Unfortunately, because of the situation I have and the fact that I have my own heated emotions about the situation, the prudent thing would be for me to just stay inside and not to go confront him. Especially when it's someone I previously, had to press charges like that with. If that went ugly, it's going to look terrible. So it would be a wise choice for me to just step back and not go looking.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
And let the police deal with it.
Yeah, as I say, I'm going to call them as soon as we're done talking. Hopefully they're still out there. I mean, I imagine they will.
I suppose he's trying to get a boyfriend. Can you imagine seeing Blaha in a fight? He can't fight. He's not going to go live with Cuban. Well, he's just letting him talk there, Nunn. He's just letting him hang himself. Blaha can't help but to talk. I mean, this is a behavioral habit with someone that really doesn't have any friends. When you don't have that many friends, you have a tendency to where you got to talk to fucking everybody, regardless as to who he is. I mean, he just called him, and next thing you know, it's a 23-minute conversation. The great one it just wouldn't happen with me. I don't like even talking to my phone. I don't even talk to my mother that long every single week, but I'm like my mother. I want to be on the call. I catch up on things. 8 minutes later, we gone. We back on our business, We say what we need to say. We get to the point, Know what I mean? Folks, I'm going to continue playing this, but get your questions in. If you want to make a donation, you can. Be sure to smash that like button. But let's play the rest of this train wreck.
It'll be maybe not much longer just because it's getting dark out, but I don't know. They seem like they're night lurkers, like they'll be out there all night or something. Just weirdos, man.
Yeah. Well, when they did this last time, they did a 2 a.m. drop.
Oh, okay.
Someone got it on film, like Scott and them got it on their security cam that they actually dropped. So he sent me footage of it that I was able to give the police. But, yeah. But yeah, I guess since you did call me, I thought I would let you know. It's like kind of it's emotionally draining to deal with it and explain it all over and over. But,
thank you for letting me know. I was completely unaware of all of this, so thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome. And it's just, you know, I always tell people, it's like, wherever I'm living, it's like, I don't need to bring this to your area, but I have to live somewhere. Yeah. And unfortunately, you know, occasionally people get caught in the nonsense. This is kind of new. I've never had until today. The actual door-to-door thing, he's never done. He's never been that bold.
Okay.
So that's rather concerning, because that's different. Like, he's normally not that bold in dealing with me.
Speaking of Tefano, has he made any new videos? We'll have to check this out after we watch this here.
So I'm not sure what's changed. Something's emboldened him. Again, and unless he comes to my door, I'm just going to step back and stay out of it, so that I don't get, you know, emotionally involved or angry and do something careless. And, you know, we don't need that sort of altercation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was getting pissed at him. I was like, "You got to back off, dude." I was like putting my hand on his chest. He was trying to like come in.
Well, we're definitely going to check those out, KCB. I'm just glad this train wreck's almost over with here. I mean, it gives me a break from talking sometimes, but at the same time, it's just it's kind of sad because he wants friends, he wants company, he wants companionship. He's like Corey Haim before he went and died and everything like that. He used to go around through apartment buildings looking for. Blaha is like a wandering child, just looking for friends. He walks up to people and like, "Can you be my friend? Would you be my neighbor?" All right, back to
The door almost just pisses me off. And my mom's like 68, and she had to answer the door to them, and it's just completely inappropriate. I mean, these guys were pissing me off.
Right. And again, he should know. Well, you would think he would know better. Like, you live in Texas, dude. You can't be coming up trying to come in people's houses. Right? You're going to get shot. You can't do that.
Yeah, I need to go get a gun and learn how to use it. I mean, I live in Texas. I should, but I mean,
You should.
you never think that you're going to be the one who gets harassed until it actually happens, you know?
Well, I carry everywhere I go. I do not leave my home without a minimum of income. And it's because I deal with this nonsense. But I do have training and everything. So.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends at jiu-jitsu who love guns, so maybe they can get me into it, so.
Perfect. Oh, dude, yeah, the jiu-jitsu crowd, they all carry.
Yeah. No, they love guns. They got like 5. All of them have 5.
Yeah, I coach a couple of jiu-jitsu guys to my virtual coaching. And it's a general rule that...
Yeah, Joni's going up to the river. Moon Tranny? You mean Moon Cookie? She's living her own life. She's wisely avoiding the whole Blaha debacle. He doesn't want... I mean, look who he's around. He's around a person that murdered his own boyfriend. Murdered her boyfriend. And he's living with her. I don't get that. That's just nuts.
Demographic to the dollar because they have a warrior mindset. You know, goes with the territory. You know, they're serious about rolling. Pretty common. So yeah, that'd be a good place to start. A lot of them they'll be thrilled to like teach you, like, oh, you're a noob. Oh man. They'll be happy to train you up.
Yeah, so yeah, it's well, thank you for letting me know. I'll let you go. Sorry to bother you. I know that this has been a long call. I'm going to call the police. So if I see you, I don't know, out jogging or whatever, maybe I'll say hi if it doesn't bother you. Because I've never seen you before. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There'll be occasional posts in the neighborhood group and the jokes with it. And I know a bunch of neighbors and I know the people who run all of this stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
They all met me during the power outage because I went around helping people. I'm like, well, I mean, there's nothing else to do. I can't work with no internet, and I have muscle to do everybody to help me reach and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm going to let you go. Have a good rest of your day, and goodbye.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
That is the perfect troll right there, folks. The perfect one. That's an awesome troll right there. Hook, line, and sinker. I mean, literally speaking, that is how you troll someone, folks. That's how you do it. That's the old pepper. That's the old pepper. Well, everyone's got to exist somewhere. I heard that Tefano did do a give out of stuff, but yeah, he's got 3 new shorts. I'm not going to play any of his stream. He just basically, the crux of it is he gave out shit. That's it.
So I can't go more than a few hours without getting a chronic migraine. It basically makes me disabled. Like, imagine if you can't leave your house for more than 3 or 4 hours at a time. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck laying in bed for 20 hours with your head killing you. That's basically what happens to me. So some of you guys were commenting yesterday on that event video in New York that I have to do this more often. About 2 hours into the drive to New York, my head started hurting. And keep in mind, this was only a 2 or 3 hour event. About an hour into the event, I already had a mild headache. And then by the time I got home at 4 or 5 o'clock, I had a full-blown migraine and had to lay in bed until 2 or 3 p.m. the next day. I barely got into work on Sunday by 3 p.m. So even an average 9 to 5 day, I am not physically capable of doing without being in debilitating pain. And it's related to my eyes, because the only thing that helps it is just keeping my eyes closed, and the pain starts behind my eyes and then migrates through my head, down my back sometimes. So we left for that event at 8:15 in the morning, and it wasn't that long of a day, I got back at 4 o'clock and I was already out of commission for then, the next 18, 20 hours or so. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. These doctors aren't giving me any effective pain medications. I'm not able to really do anything with my life. I'm at this point, I'm just hoping to be happy with the appearance. So we're still talking to some other orbital surgeons. I'm assuming the pain is being caused by my eyes are basically collapsing inward, and there's no support in the orbit to hold my eyes in the correct position. And I think that's putting strain on other tissue in the eye area unnaturally. And it makes sense that I feel better when I lie down, because when my head is upright, my eyes are in a different position than if I'm lying down, my eyes are kind of resting back in the socket. So the only thing that's going to fix this, from what I understand, is more surgery. And because I don't think anyone would want to live their life not being able to go out for more than a few hours a day. And I don't know, maybe we can get these pain doctors to actually give me something reasonable. But considering how I've been stuck living my life for the past few months, and these doctors are peddling me BS drugs, it's pretty hopeless. So I can't go more than
I mean, how many times is he gonna just say this type of stuff? I mean, how many times? I mean, we've been hearing this sort of thing for close to 2 years now. I mean, eventually he's gonna go down there and he's gonna waste them, or they're gonna waste him. He's gonna die in gunshots and stuff like that. He just feeds in, And it's getting worse. His delusions are getting even worse.
The real truth about the opioid epidemic and doctors not prescribing pain medication.
Oh, here we go again. Folks, anytime you see a video where they say the real truth on something, Most of the time, it's 100% grade A bullshit. But let's see what Frank actually has to say.
Is simply that the world is run by a bunch of sadistic lunatics that want you in pain. That's the overall understanding of it. These doctors are being held at gunpoint by the medical board, by the DEA, and they're under a microscope. Yeah, no problem if Dr. Taban mutilates my face for the rest of my...
Oh, I knew it was going to turn right into a Dr. Taban. The elite simply want you in pain. You see, here's the thing about blaming the elite. It's like shadow, in other words. You don't have to point to someone. You ain't got to accuse one. You got to say the elite, the powers that be, the Illuminati, just some sort of hidden force there. It's the elite. Who?
My life, and I have to lie.
Anyway, is the elite anyone other than Frank Tufano and his delusions? Who is this elite? Every time he disagrees with someone, he lumps him in with either the elite or the Illuminati.
My bed in pain, and all these other surgeries I've had to have, none of these doctors prescribe me enough pain medication. So yeah, no, it's perfectly okay that I give you $20,000-$30,000 to gouge my eyes out, but as soon as I'm in pain as a result of your medical procedure, then I'm not allowed to get...
Oh, so now he said... I want you to hear this here. First he says that the elite wants you in pain, and now he's complaining about not getting any pain medicine. All in one short, folks. One short.
Get pain medication. It's completely insane. It's another thing that I wanted to file some lawsuits for, but...
And of course we always end a short in a lawsuit.
I mean, like, people's lives are basically ruined because these people are evil.
So basically the short is entitled "The Elite Simply Want You in Pain." He goes that, and then he goes into Frank Taban, or back to Dr. Taban. And then he goes and complains about not getting pain medicine. And then he threatens to file lawsuits of it. All in one short. That is a typical example of crazy. Just crazy. I don't get that. Next video!
Make sure your plastic surgeon is board certified through the American Board of Cosmetic Surgery.
Well, yes, because it's required. They have to be board certified in order to work on you.
And it doesn't matter what organization. As soon as I serve them legal papers, they drop this doctor like a hot sack of shit. Medical Board of California, American Academy of Ophthalmology, American Board of Cosmetic Surgery, American Society of Anatomic, Plastic, and Reconstructive Surgery. They all said the same thing. We have nothing to do with Dr. Taban's actions or his practice.
No, they don't. That's board certification, you moron. They don't have anything to do with his practice. It's just a certifying organization, you moron.
Which is funny because all these doctors have these plaques on their wall.
I mean, basically, folks, I have a business license, but if someone complains about my business, that is not the fault of the U.S. government. If I give out advice on, I have my degree from Ashworth College. If I say something that people don't like, are you going to call Ashford College and blame them for it if I give out some bad fitness advice? Which, of course, the great one wouldn't, but, it's ridiculous.
Brag about the organizations they're a part of. Oh, we're a bunch of highly trained professionals. Yet, when you actually face scrutiny and any responsibility for the actions of this psycho doctor, you drop him like a hot sack of shit. So, none of that matters. And, yeah, of course, they're not completely responsible for the guy's actions, but the reason we're in court is to determine what % responsibility you have in ruining my face.
I think your face was already ruined to begin with, moron. I just don't get him. I really don't. No, 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 no. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. No puffy trial, no this. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Don't want to watch this, or this. I don't know what the hell it... You know, one thing we've not watched is Scooby in a while, and he has a 3-minute video. Let's watch some Scooby. Let's see what he's got to say.
So I just finished up my yearly 3-week.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, he's the weirdest looking person ever. But you know what? In the early days of fitness websites, he was one of those people. Scooby's Workshop. Used to sell the same ebooks or similar ones that I did, but of course now it's 2025 and we don't do that any longer.
Trek in Germany. My hotel's about 3 minutes that way. This has been one of the best bike tours ever. And I never take it for granted. Every year I do this, I think how lucky I am and how this might be the last year that I'm able to do it. You never know. It's like, although I do everything I can to stay healthy, I eat clean, I sleep a lot, I exercise and do 15 to 20 hours cardio a week. I mean, unlucky stuff happens. You can get hit by a bus, you can get cancer. This stuff happens. So every year I try not to take it for granted, and I try to enjoy it like it's the last time I'll ever be able to do it. And every year,
I know he's on TRT, so probably he's got Seepinate, but you got to remember, he's been taking it for decades, so he's going to look like this here. I mean, this is a progression over time. So he's probably taking a light dose, but you got to remember that stretches about at least 3 decades of juice.
I mean, like last year I was thinking, you know what? This is probably it. My shoulder was pre-surgery, so my shoulder hurt so bad I could barely carry my suitcase and ride my bike. But, you know, the shoulder surgery was a success. And also last year, my knee was swollen up the size of a bowling ball for no apparent reason. And whatever that was resolved itself. And here I am, another year, and an amazing year, best trip ever. But I try not to take this stuff for granted. I am lucky, but it's luck plus a lot of preparation and work. It takes both. And what else? So I wanted to talk a little about my vacation strategy. So people always ask, it's like, why doesn't your husband go on these trips with you? Great question. I am 8 years older than he is.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know, he's a homosexual. He does a lot of cardio. He bikes there, Mentinator.
And
so he probably gets even more cardio in.
Retired back in, 2001. He is still working and he loves his work. So retirement is not on his horizon. So he has limited vacation time he can take. And this is just not his kind of trip. He doesn't want to spend his 3 weeks biking for 9 hours a day like I do. So I do these trips alone. I do my flying trips alone. The trips I do with him are like, we love doing cruises, especially repositioning cruises. So those are the kind of trips.
What the hell is a repositioning cruise? I've never heard of a repositioning cruise. Are you repositioning yourself from being a top to a bottom or something? I don't get that. I've never heard of a repositioning cruise before. Is he referring to something regarding marriage counseling or something?
we do together. I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Auf Wiedersehen.
Now, I was looking at this video. This is probably a Sean G video, but let's see.
There's days that you feel like you don't want to do it. Now there's days the body said no.
Man, he's looking pretty good for 70 years old.
And the mind said yes. We all go through that. The body said no, and the mind said yes. Yeah. But I'm a little different. I don't want to work out. I come out and walk in the park, then I take no energy, nothing to give me energy to work out in the morning.
So no pre-workout?
No pre-workout.
No coffee?
No coffee. I don't drink coffee. I ain't never drink coffee my whole life. I don't take uppers. I don't take downers. I take nothing to get me up and nothing to get me motivated in the morning. I just get motivated. Look, there's food you can eat to get you motivated. There's days that you...
I will never do that type of nastiness here, swingers.
So
I mean, and like I said before, folks, despite the fact that I've been getting my rocks off once a week there just in order to concentrate better, like I said, I'm taking a break, and I'm going to use that in order to train. And you see, I have the ability to do that because I've pretty much done everything to everyone, basically, in terms of, you know, coitus is concerned. I'm just letting you guys know, you know. I mean, it is what it is, all right? Hate it or love it.
Also on the agenda, the Mr. America.
Hate it or love it, folks. Hate it or love it. But I actually got 2 other videos here, so we'll take that out. Let's play the next one. Getting some work done, folks.
Also on the agenda, the Mr. America contest.
Is that Melvin Wells? I think that's Melvin Wells. I didn't know he was on video.
Selection is made on the basis of symmetry and proportions, muscular development, general appearance, and posing.
That's Jack Dillinger.
No comment. We'll leave it to the girls. When he turns around, you'll be looking at Mr. America face to face. The mighty mark of muscle is James Park of Chicago, Illinois. Looking at Mr. America makes me wish I'd kept up with my dumbbells.
Hold on a minute.
On the agenda, the Mr. America.
Who is that? Melvin Wells, or is that Leroy Colbert? That might be Leroy Colbert. Let's see who that is. Hold on. 1952 AAU Mr. America. That is okay. Well, Jim Park was the one I know that won the show. Hold on. That's either Leroy Colbert or that's Melvin Wells. I know what I can do. Muscle memory, if it's still up. I think that's Melvin Wells. If that's the case, hold on just a minute there. I'm gonna check and see. Yeah, one thing about muscle memory is let's see who he is. Leroy Colbert. Well, no, he competed in the Mr. America. So he was on stage. That was him. Let's take a look at the results. No, Melvin Wells did not compete at that show. I know Jim Park won the show. Ha ha, Zabo! 5th place. Mickey Haggerty. Now, this person here, folks, you probably recognize the last name because the Marissa Haggerty is the person who plays on Law & Order SVU. He used to also be a professional wrestler under the name Hardboiled Haggerty. Just to let you guys know. This here is Zabo. Zabo was a great bodybuilder, but one of my biggest enemies that I've ever had, if anyone wants to know some of the people who I have true beef with, there's a guy named Vince Basile, and on Iron Age, on the old Iron Age forum, he actually impersonated Zabo's wife there, Mila. Pretty much pissed everybody off. This is no longer updated, but musclememory.com, it still keeps a lot of things. I don't know where Tim is. I don't really care where he is. I mean, honestly, I really don't. Yeah, Jim Park's been gone for quite some time. He was only 5'7" and 190 pounds, but he still whooped some ass. Art Zeller. Look at all these famous people that competed. So y'all are getting George Payne. George Payne. That's, well, he also, well, I would seriously doubt that he's still alive. If that's the case, then that makes him 101 years old. Let me see if I'm actually in muscle memory too, so let's put in my name. Let's see if he's updated it since then. Nope. Still the same, folks. Still the same. Still the same. It's not even been updated in so long. Yeah. Boy. What a mess. What a mess. I'm gonna have to tell him to update that shit, man. I'm telling you. Oh boy. In any event. Got one more. Yeah, I would doubt that George Payne is still alive. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, he would have to be pretty old. Let's see. What the hell? Oh God, he didn't live that long. Wow. He only lived to be 54. He died in like 1978. So definitely not alive. In fact, he wasn't even alive whenever I was born. So And by the way, Leroy Colbert lost because you know good and well they weren't going to make a Negro Mr. Olympia, Mr. America in 1952. Could you imagine that? Yeah, Quick Pump. I mean, you should have stayed away from eating too much fried chicken and watermelon or something. I don't. Yeah, 54, he either got into a car accident or an accident caught him. I don't know. 54 is not long enough. Is not a long enough life to live. That's for sure. But man, Leroy Colbert was kicking butt. I mean, he looks better than everyone else on stage. But
Also
like I
on the
said
agenda,
before,
the
folks,
Mr.
Like I said before, folks, they were not going to make a black person Mr. America. No way. All of them finished dead last, folks. I will tell you that right now. Up until the 60s, every single black person that entered Mr. America usually ended up dead last. Although Leroy Colbert did win the Mr. New York. I will give you that. But then again, it's New York.
This is the...
And probably hardly anyone was competing. So let's take a look at this one here. Last video, folks.
Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is a product that was so stupidly designed that its main flaw has to be intentional. And I don't say that lightly. It is legitimately hard for me to imagine a sentient being who is both this dumb and still breathing. What you see here is a Tory Exxon brand fingerprint gun safe. It lists on Amazon for $130, though it's currently on sale for $70. From the listing, it appears to be meant for securing and concealing a firearm on the underside of a desk. Now, this product has a few flaws, but we're going to focus on the one that frankly stunned me. To demonstrate, we'll need to place a firearm inside and lock it up. Note, we'll be using a Smith & Wesson M&P 45, a full-size handgun. That's important. Okay, that's locked up. Let's see what it takes to get it out. Going to use this small Covert Instruments pry bar. And we just pop that handle out. And the handgun can be pulled out of this massive hole. Okay, folks, I have no idea what the designers were thinking, but anyone who doesn't see issues with a massive hole in the door should probably go to the doctor and get themselves checked for a traumatic brain injury. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day.
Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable.
Nature Boy Ric Flaring.
Taylor Swift ain't playing me. You know my flavor. Gwen Stefani, you know I'm rolling. You see my spinners coming on the drop top. You know my flavor. Iced out, baby.
Nature Boy. Ric Flair. Only one. Slick Rick. Alright, folks. 8 minutes left. Get your questions in and or donation. Be sure to like and subscribe. Oh boy. Ron Dale doesn't have a clan outfit quick pump. Come on, man. I will not show Strudel. Nope. What's the over-under on Cuban crashing out again? I don't know why he's crashing out. I don't know. It beats the hell out of me. It baffles me. Literally. It's one of those big mysteries. I don't know why he's crashing out for. There's something going on in his life that, I mean, seriously, there's just something going on in his life that he is not dealing with properly. That's that's just it. But it's kind of weird that he went straight back to Instagram. Yeah, the downgrade is definitely killing him. And I think also and the thing about it is, Mitnator, I think his wife is nagging him about the downgrade too, on top of that. See, when you downgrade and you got a wife and kids, it makes you feel like less than a man. Oh, he does? Okay. Well, that's good for him. Who knows? I might get my Instagram traffic up in order to start streaming. I don't think it would be too hard. Now, folks, this is a thing of beauty right here. Everybody wants the Epstein files released. 86% of independents, 90% Democrats, 83% of Republicans, and 82%. That is the first time in history that everyone's united, Democrats and Republicans. We want the Epstein files. Is that not crazy? No, not really. You know, now I know this morning they found a black guy hanging from a tree near a pickleball court, but it looks like down in Mississippi they found another black person hanging from a tree in Mississippi. What the heck is going on in Mississippi? Are they hanging Negroes again? Nothing personal, but the last thing a black person would do would hang themselves. Literally, if they were going to commit suicide, they would take a gun and, you know. That's the second person on the same day, in 2 days, that has done hung themselves. How's the home gym? It's going good. I mean, it does what it needs to do. It's just a simple setup to where whenever I can't get to the gym, I can use. You know, I trained chess yesterday on it, so. And usually I do that, and I was watching Bill Maher and stuff, so that was good. But folks, it is 8:00 p.m. and that is the end of Earl Grey Tuesday. I want to thank Quick Pump for donating. I'm going to send another shout out to Lamar and the Pug Man. Y'all be sure to thank Pug Man. Y'all be sure to thank everybody that has contributed to this channel and kept it alive. But folks, I am out of here. I will catch you all next time. And as always, peace and soul. And now, a word from the cassowary. The cassowary has spoken. Okay, peace out. Bye-bye.